Hello. I'd like to tell you about a situation that could or should only happen in dictatorships like Russia, Cuba, or Venezuela. Unfortunately, it happened here in the United States of America. My name is Donna Golden, and until recently, I was part owner and general manager of Venice Chrysler in Venice, Florida. Our franchise was arbitrarily terminated on June 9, 2009. To date, we have never been given an explanation or a reason for the termination. The Chrysler executives that are responsible for this criminal decision are now sailing off to greener pastures, leaving hundreds and hundreds of hard-working American dealers in total financial ruin. I would like to tell you the story of my family's 16-year Chrysler dealership and how the unnecessary termination of our franchise has created tremendous hardships for our employees, our community, and my family. I would first like to start by giving you some facts. In 2008, Venice Chrysler generated the following: $2,255,000 in payroll dollars, $812,000 in state sales tax, $590,000 in federal income tax. Since June 9th, when our termination became effective, we have had to lay off over 30% of our employees, some of which had been employed here for 16 years. Laying off employees is always very difficult, even when you know it's the right business decision. But these employees did not have to be laid off. We were year-to-date a profitable, viable business with no intention of laying off any employees. It was only when Chrysler terminated our franchise that we were forced to lay off personnel. Our remaining employees live with the uncertainty that they too may be laid off because of Chrysler's poor business decision to terminate a successful Chrysler dealership. Remember, this was a profitable and successful business, even in the worst years in automotive history, employing 40-plus hard-working Americans. For the past 16 years, we've developed loyal bonds within our community and have developed loyal relationships with our Chrysler customers. My family has served the Sarasota County community proudly as a Chrysler 5-star dealership, which means that we had repeatedly exceeded Chrysler's expectations for customer service and customer excellence. We've represented Chrysler in a way that was good for Venice Chrysler and was good for Chrysler LLC. Our Chrysler franchise was taken away from us and given to another local dealer who has a substantially smaller facility. Now, if you own a Chrysler and live in Venice, you are severely inconvenienced when it comes to servicing your vehicle. The only Chrysler dealer in town is ill-prepared to service the business that he has been gifted. Since our franchise termination, I've had many conversations with our former customers, and they are angered by Chrysler's apparent disregard for their inconvenience, and they're outraged that the American government would let this happen. Additionally, many have even stated that they would no longer support the Chrysler brand. There is no telling how much ill will has been created because of Chrysler's poor business decision to terminate good dealers. I would also like to mention that we have been fortunate over the years to be able to donate tens of thousands of dollars to charitable organizations such as the American Cancer Society, the Salvation Army, and many local charities. Unfortunately, that will no longer be the case. For the first time in 16 years, we will not be sponsoring any local school teams or charities. And finally, with respect to my family, 16 years ago, we invested our life savings and purchased a poor-performing Chrysler dealership. We turned it into a thriving dealership that at times had over 50 full-time employees. We are now living the nightmare that no one could have predicted. The Chrysler executives, the bondholders, and the unions were all given consideration. The only ones that were dismissed without any consideration were the dealers. Never in our wildest dreams did we expect that after 16 years of hard work and dedication to the Chrysler brand, that our franchise would be arbitrarily terminated and given away, free, to another dealer 3 miles down the road. We certainly never expected that the government would support such an anti-American and unjust decision. Our lives have been built around this dealership. Chrysler allowed and encouraged us to make physical improvements to our facility. Since 2004, we've spent approximately $2.5 million in upgrades and improvements. We are left to pay a mortgage on those improvements with no franchise earning power. The automobile business has been very tough the past few years, but we have always met or exceeded the sales requirements that Chrysler set. We were profitable even though Chrysler was going broke, only to be terminated for no apparent reason. And in closing, I would urge you to reinstate the disenfranchised dealers for the good of all hard-working Americans. Allow us to be proud Americans again. If Chrysler is to be viable in the future, it needs good dealers. You cannot sell more Chryslers by closing Chrysler dealerships. I'm not an economist, but it seems to me that you cannot stimulate the economy by closing viable businesses and putting people out of work. Let us do what we do best, which is sell and service Chryslers. Let us once again be proud to be American. Thank you for your time. And be proud to be American. Thank you for your time.